It's time for the B.S.ing with the Guys live podcast.
You know, I'm sure everybody's heard, you know, the guy who decided to shoot Mr. Charlie Kirk has been apprehended. So that's what we're going to be getting into tonight. Seeing what all's going on with that. If we can kind of make sense of it, man. You know, still, I know a lot of people are still like, just don't even know, what to think about it. Don't have words for it because it was just such a, I don't know, man, a polarizing moment. I've been trying to think myself, like, I don't know why this one hit so hard with everybody, including myself, compared to, you know, it could have been Trump up there, and I don't think it would have had the impact. You know, I don't know. True. And I could be wrong. I could be wrong. It just seems like, you know, I guess being that Charlie Kirk was an average guy, so to say. You know, Brad, I think you mentioned it before. He had no political pull as far as, you know, policy, you know, making or anything like that. So just a guy out there doing what he does, you know, trying to change some minds, and then to watch it unfold like it did. And I guess the goriness of it maybe is what's got everybody just up in like arms. I don't know. It's a weird feeling with this one.
Yes. And I think if you think about that, why it's so polarizing, and it's the only thing I can think about. I wasn't born during the JFK assassinations, but we've seen videos, you know,
right?
And, you know, and it kind of just reminds me of that, you know, because of just the goriness of it. If you saw that video, there's a lot of people I've talked to that refused to watch it or didn't see it. And I would tell you, it's not for the faint of heart. It was pretty gory. It was pretty nasty, but. So I don't know. Maybe you know. And look, I do think he was a simple man. I think he was God-fearing, family, marriage, love, God, country, and all he was trying to do was just change minds, change young minds.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I know you thought. I mean, it seemed innocent enough, you know. But But let's get into the title subject, man. You know, I'm gonna go on my little rant for a second, and we'll get into it. But like I said, you know, breaking news, you know, as far as breaking today, but the suspect in the assassination of Charlie Kirk, it's Tyler Robinson, 22-year-old from suburbs of St. George, Utah, has been apprehended. There's no high-speed chase, no SWAT team showdown. I mean, his own dad turned him in. It's good for him. Walked his little ass into the, you know, police department. Kid confessed to pulling the trigger. Silenced one of conservatism's fiercest voices. You know, I mean, a single gunshot from the rooftop ended Charlie Kirk's life, you know, mid-speech at Utah Valley University. I mean, we all know it, a husband, father, patriot, you know, gone at 31. But what I really wanted to get into was, you know, we can't kid ourselves into thinking that this is just one broken soul acting alone. You know, I mean, this is the fruit of a poison tree, and its roots run deep into the left's, you know, relentless war on the right. I mean, for years, we've watched the rhetoric escalate, you know, conservatives, you know, branded as bigots, fascists, you know, threats to progress and democracy. And where is the epicenter of all of this hate? You know, where are these young people learning this? And it seems to be in these universities. You know, these so-called, you know, bastions of learning have become like breeding grounds of brainwashing. I mean, churning out young minds convinced that people like Charlie aren't just wrong, but they're evil. You know, these professors, they get out there and they peddle resentment like gospel, you know, framing America as a sin and conservatives as its demons. I mean, it's not like Tyler Robinson. I doubt he woke up one day and decided to just kill. You know, he was molded by these campus manifestos and, you know, social media posts screaming hate speech about everything, you know, by a culture really that cheers when conservative voices are canceled or worse. And we saw that with Charlie Kirk as the worst, you know. I mean, the left's machine is amplified by the media. It's bankrolled by elites. and they've told everybody that Charlie and people like Charlie are the enemy. And when you're taught that your opponent isn't human, a bullet, I guess, starts to feel like justice to you. I mean, that's the tragedy that we're living right now. I mean, a generation is warped by people sitting in ivory towers into believing violence is virtue. I mean, this isn't the end. I mean, this is a warning. We got to reclaim these schools, demand ideas over indoctrination, and call out these hate mongers who've turned discourse into death sentences. I mean, I think Charlie's, his blood demands that now. It's terrible, but not everybody, will agree with me, but I really think a lot of these kids are being, like I said, brainwashed at these universities. I mean, am I wrong about that?
No.
I mean,
no, not at all. They're taking these young kids, and it's not just even in college. It's starting probably, I would hate to say grade school level, but it's probably definitely high school level, depending on, Catholic parochial schools are probably a little bit different, private schools, I should say, than the public school system. But yeah, they're probably taking these young kids, and, as somebody I've always listened to that's not here anymore, Rush Limbaugh, their brains are just mush, and it's
right.
so easy for them to absorb when you're fed, year after year of just the negativity of the leftists, the Democrat mantra, the Democrat playbook. So these kids get in college, and now these professors are nothing but left-leaning liberals, and it's not the party of the past. It's not the Democrat Party that it used to be, where a lot of our parents were Democrats. It's a new party. It's alt left. They like to pin the right as this alt right, like we are conservative bullshit, but it's not, man. It's a different party, and you can see what they embrace. And you hit on it earlier, and it's from a source of if you're spiritual anyway, it's demonic of what's going on the left side of politics, and you can just look at it with the transgenderism, the homosexuality, and just the way that it's being preached, and that's all that man was trying to do, was just convince people that, hey, there's a better way, and it's not through politics, it's through God, and it's unfortunate, man, that we lost an icon, man. We really did.
Well, we did, and it'd be unfortunate no matter who that happened to. It's kind of like, Rachel, and getting to Rachel's comment there. It's not that we can't see it both ways, I mean, we understand that, but it just seems like the majority of the violence when it comes to this political shit is coming from the left. And it's such a hypocritical way, that they're acting, because all they do is preach about, inclusiveness and coming together and stop the hate and fascism. Well, fascism, you're shooting somebody, you decide you're going to kill somebody because of what they're saying, and you don't like it. I mean, I don't understand how they can throw these terms out at one side when they're sitting there doing it themselves. I mean, it's not like the right's totally innocent. There's always going to be nuts on both sides, but it sure does seem like the bulk of it is coming from one side. And we've seen that with the defending of what went on that campus the other day. People actually celebrating it. I mean, it's like, come on, guys. I mean, now, I have seen a lot of people being fired over that shit in the last couple of days, which,
as they should.
I'm with you. I mean, it's just kind of it's not needed. I mean, the guy does have a family. I don't care what you thought about him or his politics. I mean, you shouldn't celebrate that shit no matter who is getting, taken out like that, unless it was well deserved because they've done it themselves. If it's somebody that's touched a kid or somebody who's murdered themselves, but just out there preaching what you believe politically and morally, I mean, that you should be able to do that without fear of a bullet coming flying at you. And I mean, I don't know how do you stop that? I mean, you'd have to change the whole system, especially when these kids get sent off to school, and that's the type of shit that they're hearing all the time. I mean, it gets bad when you get into college. It gets bad. They start finding these little cliques to hang with, and and they all want to be part of something. That's why most of them that do this, they look like they're losers. They were nobodies. Well, they find somebody finally that there's this group of fucking weirdos that they can hang out with and feel accepted, which is, from what I understand, this kid that did this was big into the Antifa shit. Well, what is Antifa? It's a bunch of fucking nobodies, losers running around covering their faces, destroying shit, and stirring up nonsense because they have nothing better to do in life. And he apparently fell into that because he felt accepted. I mean, I don't know how else to really explain it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard that, just as far as like his Discord, that some of the channels he was Antifa and whatnot, but I don't know, man. Unfortunately, he's not really talking to law enforcement, so there's not a ton of, I guess, factual evidence coming out about him and what he was. I mean, we know his parents were conservative. We know that he was apparently involved in some Antifa group chats and shit. So, I see a lot of like, oh, he was Republican, and
I know.
His parents were Republican, but they also act like I see so many TikTok videos of people on the left, basically disowning their parents because of how right-wing their parents are. And they're like, no, and or the whole trend of like, sorry, I had to go cancel out my dad's vote, so they act like it's just the kids are going to be whatever the parents are. And that's nuts.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, I saw that too. As soon as they found out the father, for one, he was a sheriff, and they find out their political leaning. They couldn't wait to come out and see, he was a right, leaning MAGA. And it's like, nobody said the kid was. The parents were. Like you said, his parent even came out, or his family came out and said that he was raised that way. And then somewhere he kind of took a wrong turn and started going down a dark path. And it probably correlates with about the time his ass went off to school. I mean, and it's no coincidence there. It's happening to a lot of these kids. And look, you have a right to do that. You're going to try to find yourself when you're young. You're exploring different options and different, groups, and just trying to find yourself as a young person. But to be pushed to the edge like he was over some political nonsense, I don't get that. I can't fathom that. It's like, what was the outcome in his mind? Because it's not like he killed himself. But I'm saying, what did he think was going to come of this? At 22 years of age, the best idea he had was to go put a bullet in somebody, and then what? You know what I mean? What do you do from there?
Thought that far? Yeah,
apparently not. But I'm like, it blows my mind, because I know at 22 you're still young, but I knew for a fact I wasn't going out there trying to slaughter somebody because I didn't agree with them. I just it's just weird, and I guess it's hard to wrap your mind around it when you don't think like these people, but. Man, you never know who's on that edge, man, and that's how cults are formed. They find people like that fall for whatever rhetoric they're spewing, and it's no different. Like a lot of people say, it happens on the right too. I mean, it happens on the right. People get caught up in it too much, and you got weak-minded people that are followers, and then they're all of a sudden they're fucking skinheads or whatever the hell they're doing, and so it's not like it doesn't go both ways. So it's really just a issue of trying to find out like what pushes these people that way, and are there signs? I mean, I don't know. I'm sure his parents got to be thinking about all of that right now.
I'm sure they are.
Like, did we see this? I know the dad. I mean, I wonder how long he was around the father before the father turned him in, because that's a hard move, man.
Yeah,
that's a tough one. Your son comes home, and I think they said he recognized him or something from
he recognized him from the video.
Yeah. So what do? Go knock on your son's bedroom door. Hey, can we talk? I mean, man, that's a.
You have anything to tell me?
Yeah.
Where are you? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's it. Look, see, now look at the comments. Republicans own this. Shooter was far right. It's just a bunch of lies. It's lies. He was not. He was not far right. I mean, it's a fact. I mean, you could see it because there's photos of him with his mask and his rainbow flag thing on his shirt. I mean, he was straight up getting into that leftist nonsense that's spewing over into these universities. And I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, I mean, he wants to be friends with whoever he wants to be friends with, but apparently they found a weak one, and he fell for everything, unless there's a bigger, conspiracy or something going on behind this. But I mean, I think he was a lone wolf, man.
I've heard conspiracies. Like, I see people talking about Nick Fuentes and his group not liking Charlie Kirk because he wasn't, right wing enough, apparently. And there's some people putting blame on that, but there's no real facts behind it yet, So no, I don't know where the claims come from. I mean, as far as what I hear, it's because of like the memes that were written on the bullets and whatnot. But
exactly,
as far as like direct ties, I haven't seen any. I've been trying to search. I've been, trying to search more than just people posting on X saying, "Hey, he was a fucking Nick Fuentes supporter."
Yeah,
and that's about as far as I see is people claiming it, but I haven't seen any real ties.
No, I haven't either, man. And that's the bad thing. As soon as all this shit breaks, people, I mean, you got to cipher through all of it. You know what I mean? Right. It's like people are still in the comments saying he was a conservative. He was a far right extremist, and it's like, where are you getting this news from? I mean, show it to me. I don't understand it. I mean, what are they on Reddit forums? Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, because that's it's arguing back and forth on X. He was conservative. No, he was liberal. And there, like I said, there's really no facts that point either way aside from, I mean, I guess one of them is that he's calling Charlie Kirk a fascist, which that's not a largely right wing used term,
Right. No, it's not. It's not. It's like the left learned that word a couple years ago and they can't use it enough.
Oh God, dude. Yeah,
that calm down with
like
it.
They're fucking
like not everything's fascism. Not everybody's a Nazi. Calm down.
Like when your kid learns a new word and it's just boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, and ask half of them what it means. And then they'll just start cussing you out. Fuck you. It's crazy, but anyway, we do want to welcome everybody tuning in. We are BSing with the guys and the girl. We usually don't do this on Friday nights. Usually on Wednesdays we go live, talk a little shit. Figure with the news that broke today with them catching this fool that decided to shoot Charlie, that we would get on here and run our mouths a little bit. So we appreciate y'all tuning in. I know a lot of y'all in the comments apparently, don't like what we're saying. We're just here to talk about it. You're welcome to your opinion, but we do appreciate y'all checking us out. Seriously, if you haven't subscribed, hit that button. But let's see. I'm just trying to find some of the shit that they do know about this kid. Let's see. You said it, active in Antifa Discord servers, just Antifa slogans and rhetoric at the crime scene, supposedly. I mean, son of a sheriff.
Like, even a lot of the rhetoric, you're talking about, like, people have kind of linked it to different video game terms, or like the anti-fascist song apparently was linked to it was used in, I don't know, like a Battlefield or a Call of Duty game or some shit. And then even the like Catch This Fascist and the arrows was linked to Helldivers 2, I believe. And the arrows were apparently, a D-pad combination you could put in to get some sort of bomb in the game. So they're linking it to, like, basically it was just a bunch of memes and shit that he was putting on the bullets, so... Yeah. And one of his allegedly old classmates came out and said he was a quote, like, Reddit kid, from what he remembers.
What about the roommate?
Oh yeah, I did hear that supposedly he told
he knew about it.
Right, is what they're reporting. Has that been reported by anybody besides some people online? I mean, has the law enforcement or anybody come out and say that? Because I did read that.
It was from them.
Oh, was it? Yeah, I just read that, somebody had posted it, but, I'm always a little weary when I just see people post shit. I'd like to hear it from, authorities. But, yeah, I mean, if that's the case, is it his, what do you do to him? I guess nothing. I mean, I don't think you're obligated, lawfully because some dummy that or living with is running their mouth. I mean, you don't know if he's serious or not. I guess I don't know. I guess it depends on how much you knew of this plan, and if you really, like, in your mind knew he was going to go forward with this. I mean,
right.
With something like that, could you be held accountable for what your roommate does?
So, I mean, if you knew that your kid was going to go shoot up a school, like you'd be held accountable if you don't say something, I would assume it'd be the same thing. Friend,
right.
Like if you know somebody's going to go do something crazy, murder or whatever, like I feel like you would have some sort of legal obligation to report it.
If nothing else, morally. But I mean, at what point does it go from, you're just assuming that this person's being goofy and like I'm not even paying much attention to this shit, to where it's like, oh, I got to believe everything he's saying right now. I mean, I don't know where that, because you never know how much of that kind of shit that kid talked before this happened.
Right.
So, and I guess they'll get to the bottom of all that. But even if this roommate knew he was serious, is he lawfully required to say something? I mean, I don't know. I don't know how that really goes. I mean, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know what if any charges he could face if he really knew this was going to go on. But it's I don't know. It's just crazy. And then, like we spoke on earlier, the father having to make that decision to turn his kid in. Justin, you turning your son in if he comes and tells you he did some shit like that? Or are you going to tell him, get out my fucking house? I don't know where you're at. I mean, what do you do? It's a tough one, ain't it?
It is tough. I guess you would just have to, man.
You have to. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Even if you weren't like just morally like you just killed somebody, like even morally, if you were just like, man, fuck it, whatever. Like it's still such a big story that it's like, bro, you're gonna get me killed. Like you got to get the fuck.
Well, let's take an audience poll. Everybody out there watching, if that's your kid, do you turn them in, or do you just tell them basically, look, you get out my house, but I'm not going to turn you in, but you got to get out of here? How do you handle that? Now, like you said, coming from a moral aspect, of course, everybody's going to say, well, yeah, I mean, he murdered somebody. But, I mean, as a parent, man, that's a rough one. That's a rough one because, your job in life is to protect your children. So that's your instinct. And then you find out he did something like this. And so now you're like, oh, shit, like, what do I do? And, of course, there's legal trouble your ass could get into. If you're harboring this guy after you know what he did.
Right.
So, was he turned in because of that, or was he turned in because his father just thought, hey, man, this is the thing to do? Or is it like, look, son, you're going to get zero sympathy from the court system if they have to catch you? Your best shot at not facing a death penalty is to go turn yourself in and talk to these people. That would probably be my advice, because they're talking death sentence.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, if you want any hope at all, you better not, portray yourself as this callous asshole that everybody's looking at you like, right now. At least go, give them any information they want, make it look like you're trying to help the investigation, and maybe they'll throw life at you or something, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I know they said the kid was talking about offing himself before, turning himself in, but his father talked him out of it.
Well, thank God he did not.
Minister or something, like their church minister or some shit.
Absolutely.
But he was like the minister, and he was also some sort of marshal, like a fugitive recovery officer or some shit. So
yeah,
you had a sheriff dad and a fugitive recovery minister talking to him, and it was like, no, buddy, sorry, but you're not going nowhere.
Yeah. Kirk. See, people are funny now. Kirk stuck his neck out to protect gun rights. Yuck, yuck. All right, somebody with a serious response here, but your job as a parent.
I read what somebody in the comments was saying, he leaned to the left. It's like, Jesus.
Yeah, they're funny. They got jokes, but hey, it is what it is. I mean, if that's what they want to do with it, make a mockery of it, hey, so be it. But anyway, we have a serious comment. It looks like, but your job as a parent, you are more obligated to our Lord than a murderer. And if you're religious,
absolutely.
Yeah, of course. I mean, and just morally, you don't even have to be super religious. I mean, of course, it's the right thing to do. I mean, but like I said, man, everybody says that till they're in that situation, and your child's in that, that situation that this kid was in, and now y'all are looking at each other like, what the fuck, what? I don't know. I mean, what do you even tell your kid when you find out it was him? I mean, how does that conversation go?
You just turn on the news and see your son running away from the assassination scene. Like, fuck.
Like, I know. It's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I said, you're still getting a lot of people saying that they thinking it's going deeper than this kid, you know. I mean, but I don't know. I think it was just a one rogue idiot, really. I mean, I don't know. I can't see it going any bigger than that.
I think he was by himself, honestly. I mean, it wasn't that well planned out. Like, you just get on Google Earth and you know, if you know where this speaking's going to happen at, you just hop on Google Earth and find you a place to set up. And I guess he went to the college, right?
No, I don't think he ever did.
No, well, they said he briefly attended Utah State University for one semester, but he was not a student at UVU.
Okay, so it was a different college. Gotcha.
Yeah.
But so I don't think it was like some big, deep state conspiracy to set this kid on a assassination path. It just, right. I think he was just nutty and said, fuck it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I think we had touched on that the other night about how simple it was for him to do what he did, but it really, I mean, you're talking about Charlie Kirk. You're not talking about the president, you know? Right. I mean, it's not like they're out there scanning all these buildings. I mean, which I don't know. They did a good job as the damn Secret Service did when Trump got, shot at. But I mean, but no, from what I understand, his security was mainly stage security. Yeah, as far as people rushing the stage or just things getting out of hand with these heated debates and all. But, I doubt they were going, perimeter checking everything. I just don't think they.
It was a large area. Like, the school is large. I was looking at it on Google Maps and Google Earth and whatnot. And there's like a big ass staircase that heads up, like, straight up to the roof, basically where he was at. Because I had mentioned the other night, like, how do you not see somebody just climbing up a random ass ladder? But it wasn't like these tiny schools we have around here. Like, it was a fucking school.
Yeah, it was a big one. It was a big one. That's what I mean. I don't think it would have been that hard to pull off what he did. Really. I mean, they got that video of him walking down the street. It looked like a Ring video or some kind of surveillance video.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see where he was limping? Because he probably had that rifle in his pants.
I think he had the gun in his pants.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, even if, in hindsight, it's like, oh, shit, I should have known. But, when you're looking at that, somebody's got a problem with their leg. I wouldn't think nothing of it.
I want to know how he got it back to the woods, because you didn't see it in the video when he jumped off the roof.
No, you really didn't. But they said it got into the woods. Like, they found it in the woods.
They found it in the woods, yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. But when he jumped off that roof, he didn't have it unless did he throw it down and we didn't see it?
I guess maybe, but I didn't see him throwing anything. I mean, and it wasn't in his pants because he jumped off the roof and his legs definitely bent. So
yeah. No, I did notice that, and they were like, well, you're just ditching that gun like that. You thought to jump off the roof with it, take it with you, and then you decided that was the best course of action was just to throw it wrapped in a towel like nobody was going to find it. I mean, I don't know, the whole thing.
And I was also wondering, because they talk about his Discord DMs with his roommate and talking about like how he was saying that there was the drop point in the bush with the rifle and whatnot. And I was curious if he was meaning that somebody was dropping him off a rifle, or if that was after the fact and he was telling his roommate to go grab the rifle out of the bushes.
Yeah, I don't know, because I did see something about that where he was supposedly, like you said, hiding it in the bushes or something. I don't know. There's so much shit going on right now. You can't make heads or tails of it.
Because everybody says like, oh, he had somebody else working with him and he was telling his roommate that there was a drop point and somebody was dropping him a rifle in the bushes. But it sounded to me like he was asking his roommate to go grab the rifle for him. Like, hey, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Yeah. Go get the rifle. It's in the bushes over there.
I got you. I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess we'll learn more as it comes out. I don't know. Glad they got him. I mean, yeah. I thought he was going to take the way out that most of them do, because that seems to be their plan, because there is no getting away with something like that.
No.
So that's why the majority of the time their plan is to end it all, including themselves. And it don't seem like he really, I guess he didn't have that in mind.
He wasn't far off, though.
What you mean?
From ending himself, apparently, according to his father. Like,
well,
he
was
almost there.
Yeah, once he got confronted about it being him, but apparently that wasn't his grand plan. Or it it may have been, and maybe he kind of pussied out because, I mean, that's a big step, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, taking someone else's life is big enough, but then you got to decide to take your own. After that, you may get a little bit of, you know, like, maybe not, you know, but then it's like, from there, where do you go?
Right.
I don't know.
Y'all think he should get the death penalty?
Man, that's always a...
I don't think so.
No, but for what reason?
So,
What reason?
Riley Gaines, she has a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
She said he should be obviously locked up for the rest of his life with recordings of Charlie Kirk's debates playing on repeat.
Just listening to it the whole time in his cell.
Yeah, 24/7.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I've always... anytime something like that happens, you know, with a death sentence is
because that's
on
what
the
they
table.
want. So why would we give them what they want?
Yeah, sort of. But then you see a lot of them fight to not get the death penalty. That's and like I said, this case where the kid turns himself in, it may have been advised to say, hey, look, if you want any leniency, turn yourself in. And otherwise, why would he have done it? I don't care what my dad's telling me. If I don't want to live the rest of my life in prison, I'm not going to turn myself in. So, but you see that with a lot of people that get arrested. Their first step and their lawyer's first step is to try to get the death sentence off the table. So, what would be worse? You know what I mean? I've always struggled. Like, what's the worst punishment? Being locked up in prison for the rest of your life, every day, you know, of your natural life, or knowing that your death sentence is coming? You know what I mean? I don't know. To me, whatever's worse for a cold-blooded murderer, that's what I would want.
That's what you should get. Exactly.
Right. So it's hard to say. Now, granted, when they're in prison for the rest of their natural life, well, they're being fed and housed and paid for by taxpayers. Yeah. You know, and then there's the religious part of it where they're like, you know, you just eye for an eye. And then there's the, you know, the liberal progressive part of it that's no death penalty at all. It should just be off the table. Nobody, you know, you can't kill somebody no matter what they did. So I don't know. To me, it's whatever's the worst punishment, but how do you know that in somebody's mind, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if they're fighting for life instead of the death penalty, then it's like, well, now you're getting death penalty, you know?
I say death penalty.
Put him in the chair.
Yeah, but the problem is, and then it lingers for so long. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah, like 30 years. It's ridiculous.
I mean, it is crazy, and I get it. I mean, you don't want to just, you're guilty, go to, you know, and the next day they bring them out and they kill them if it's not, you know, because a lot of things circumstantial evidence. Now, it doesn't seem like that in this case, but there are a lot of them that you at least want the person to go through the appeal process to make sure 100% that they're guilty of what they've been accused of.
Yeah, if there's any question about the crime, and I've stated that a few times that we've discussed it, you know, if there's a question, like any doubt about who might have done it, and it's just circumstantial evidence, then I don't think death penalty should be on the table. But when it's 100% clear, like you're not even debating the fact that you did it, and you're caught on video, we know it's you, put him in the chair.
Yeah.
And like you said, it goes on for 30 years, so it's like the best of both worlds, you know?
I saw something that said they had death by firing squad.
In some places, is it there?
I read that somewhere. I don't know if it's true, but
yeah, I know. So somebody was talking about it should be the first public execution that they've had in decades. You know, I mean, it would never happen because we just don't do that in this country. But you know, I don't know. It like I said,
don't think I'd even want to see that either.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we sat there and watched Charlie Kirk bleed out like a fucking pig. I mean,
I know, but it's just
yeah, it is raw. I mean, look, it's not for everybody. Some people just don't like seeing a life being taken. I mean, you know, I guess I get kind of numb to it. I see enough of it online and shit like that. And, you know, from what I've seen in real life, it just doesn't, you know, I don't like seeing it. I mean, the Charlie Kirk thing was like, oh shit, but I could watch that, you know, guy get taken out, the one that did it. I mean, it wouldn't bother me. Or you know, someone who decides to touch children, I could happily watch that on live television.
Yeah, for sure.
I would join in.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I don't know. That's always a big debate. Like you said, the death penalty thing. And
you think it'd be worse waiting on you're in prison, death penalty's coming, you're waiting on it, versus being in like a max security prison, like, you know, but you're still in kind of general population with the gang members, or in a place like ADX Florence where it's all locked down. Like you are in your, you know, your cell 23 hours a day, as is every other prisoner in the prison.
Is that now what kind of crimes are they in there for?
That's the federal supermax in Colorado, and it's like the Boston bombers in there. Yeah. It's a lot of like treason and shit like that. People that have been convicted
I don't think I don't think a bank robber deserves that, but I mean, you know, if it's a violent criminal that has no regard for anyone else, you know, in their life, then yeah, fuck them. But
yeah, terrorists.
Yeah, because that's rough. That's why they talk about you know, death row, how isolated that you are, that it drives you mentally crazy. So that's why a lot of them, they want to be in that gym pop, because I've always looked at it like, if I go to prison, I don't want to be in general population. You know what I mean? Just because I don't want to be ass raped the first day I'm there. But people say, yeah, you say that until you're locked away in isolation for days, weeks, years at a time. And it's like, I'll face any threat out there just to be around others. You know what I mean? That it's you don't want to be in that death row situation. You just go crazier and crazier. You probably almost wish that they would just come and do it, you know? So to me, someone who deserves that punishment, I say you give them a date, and then you walk them to the gurney, and then you say, we're just kidding. It's going to be another week. And then you just keep doing it every night.
You just pump them full of like tranquilizers or something.
I'm just fucking with you.
Wake up in the cell.
No, that's like I said, that's if they're deserving. I mean, I'm not, you know, just do that to everybody. But yeah, these, you know, people who pull off these heinous crimes, man, you know, you got these people that slaughter their whole family and shit. It's like, fuck them.
I've been watching, it's on HBO Max. It's The Signs of Psychopaths.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God.
Any famous cases?
There's a lot of, yeah. They had that one in Baton Rouge. Did you know Baton Rouge had a serial killer?
I knew they had one. It was a black man at one point.
No,
Is that it? No.
At the same time, they had a white man.
Okay. So
same exact time.
Really? So Baton Rouge had it going on, huh?
Yeah.
You know, it's usually a white guy. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, they love their serial killing for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what the fuck it is, but anyway.
Did y'all see all them schools down here shut down today?
From threats?
Yeah. Like I saw Alabama made a post like telling everyone stay off campus or whatever, because some people kid or something came out and said he was gonna go shoot all the black people at these schools.
Oh yeah, somebody had told me that. I just wasn't.
There was a school, I believe it was in Texas today, that went on lockdown because a concerned parent called saying that a student had a firearm, but she wound up, like, she called the wrong school. The student at the correct school really did have like a BB gun on him, but she called the wrong school and got it shut down on lockdown and shit.
Damn.
So it's been a crazy like 3 days. But did you see that like they were at the assassin's house, like his family home, and they put the whole house on lockdown and like sent the media away from the house and shit? I don't think there's been an update on what happened yet.
Yeah, I saw that, but I'm with you. I don't know exactly what was going on. So there's no telling. I mean, I know people start going crazy when we see shit like that. It's like, oh, something's got to be happening. But that was like hours ago, and nothing's come of it, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't guess that was anything of importance. But everything right now has got people just like, you know, on edge, like what's going on, you know? And look, this shit'll die off. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that girl that got slaughtered in that subway. It'll die. It'll die off eventually. Something else is going to happen, and people will move on. And you know, we'll all. I don't want to say forget about Charlie Kirk, but we'll move on to the next thing. That's how the news cycle is. You know, it's crazy. But that was the only, you know, the worst part about it for that shit that happened with that young lady is that I haven't seen nothing about that in the last day or so. Nothing.
Not even the school shootings.
No, nothing, man. And I get why. I mean, it's such a big story going on with the Charlie Kirk shit, but it's like, man, that people were, you know, in an uproar about what happened to that girl, and they were pushing for changes, in the justice system, because that's exactly why he keeps, he was able to get out every time. And it was a revolving door for him. And people were starting to make a little noise and getting angry about that shit. And it lasted a few days. And then this happened. And now that's gone, and
True.
Something else will happen with to knock the Charlie Kirk news off. But, until it does, I think it's something that needs to be talked about. It's real world shit that's going on. It's, and people need to realize how far some minds are taking all of this disagreements that we are having in this country. And you see it by the comments on this show now. I mean, it's like, why do we have to be like that? I mean, we can't just get on here and bullshit and talk and this, like this, for instance, the Tyler kid that shot Charlie. What was, why wasn't it in his mind to say, well, I don't like what Charlie Kirk is saying, so let me get on that microphone and combat it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That should be only thing that ever crosses your mind when you're hearing some shit you don't like. If or in your mind you believe it's wrong, well, then say that. Make a point in why it's wrong. It doesn't have to resort to violence. And it just seems like that's the left's go-to move. And
I mean, I'm sure you've seen the Charlie Kirk quote, about when people stop talking, God. Violence happens.
Violence happens, yes.
Sure the fuck enough. Buddy didn't want to talk, so.
No, and it's true. And it's such a good point, whether you like Charlie Kirk or not. It's a good point because it's exactly what happened. I mean, when you can't sit down and have a conversation and discuss your disagreements, this is what happens, And I don't know why people think that it's okay for it to lead to that, whether you like the person or not. I mean, I don't know. It's crazy. I mean,
it's a sad day, man. It really is.
Well, and look,
he's just trying to express his First Amendment and his opinion on stuff, and trying to convince people for the better in his mind. And like you just said, somebody just gets rogue, loathes him, and the next thing is that the answer is just to start killing people.
Yeah, and you don't have to like Charlie Kirk to.
No, not at all.
I mean, maybe just agree and say that we shouldn't be killing people over, what the other one believes and I don't. I mean, that's the type of shit like them holy wars that go on in them shithole countries. I mean, what are we doing here? But it's being pushed, and I touched on it earlier in the opening. I mean, it's being pushed by the media constantly because they sit there and paint one side as just these horrible people that not just bad because their policies and we don't like what they stand for, but that it's almost like you're doing a service by getting rid of them is how bad they are. And it's like, why push that? I mean, I don't like a lot of the shit that the far left wants to push, these politicians and all, and these Gavin Newsoms and all of them. But I don't think the answer to it is to try to take out Gavin Newsom. I mean, no, it's just hopefully people wisen up in those areas and vote against that kind of nonsense eventually. And that's it.
Yeah. Because there was 4 years where I wanted Biden out of office, but I didn't want him to be shot out of office.
No, it was the last thing on my on my mind, man. It's I don't know. And some people think it's okay because it wasn't, quote unquote, their side that it happened to. So, like I said, you see it all up in the comments right now. I mean, it's just crazy that people, think that, or at least act like they do when they're online. I don't know what the deal is, but I've been seeing a lot of it, man. A lot of it on X. People that I didn't even expect. Like, I think I texted you about Charleston White the other night, Justin.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe he was saying what he was saying because he's usually not on that vibe, is he? Like he's usually more of like calling out the ignorance of both races, and he's not. But he was like going hard, like basically fuck that white boy. Why would I care about that white boy? Death, and it's like laughing about it. And I'm thinking, why would you like what was funny about it? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess he's just troll whatever situation's happening right now, and gain some clout and get some. Get the comments going, get my name out there, and
yeah, I guess I thought that was just even a little far for him, man. I was like, damn. I mean, but
it really is. It's a sad day, man, in America, dude. When you're gonna be happy about somebody's death, man, regardless of what side they're on or who they are, black, white, green or whatever. It's sick, man. It really is. And, it's an interesting point, when somebody's on the left side, stuff happens. If it was, what's his name? If it's Trayvon Martin or George Floyd, what do? They resort to what? Rioting, right?
Of course.
Here, Charlie Kirk gets killed, and what do? They have vigils, man, and they're going on all over the place, and it's just I don't know. It's a dangerous game, man, that we're playing in this country right now, And I blame a lot of the politicians,
Of course.
I really do.
Of course, I think it's all politicians, man. I think the last thing they ever need is us all sitting around talking and trying to work through issues. I mean, that doesn't benefit them at all.
No,
the way that this country's run and how they, how they deal with their day-to-day lives and the shit they're trying to do behind the scenes, it doesn't benefit them at all to have us all sitting around talking, getting along, and and instead of killing each other, maybe working something out with words. It's the last thing a politician wants. They all like to say that shit. I see them coming out, all of them coming out saying the right thing right now, about how this is a tragedy and it should never resort to violence, but yet 90% of them are the cause of it. It's I don't know. And to just be, as a citizen, to follow a side that hard, you know what I mean? Like just to live every word they say, just to live and die by it and willing to kill for it, just blows my mind, man. For people that don't give a fuck about you and create problems that aren't there just to keep us at each other's throats.
Oh yeah, you saw what Stephen King posted, huh?
I did.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I did. I seen him
came
take
back
it
and
back.
deleted it.
Yeah, he had to apologize because it's shit like that. Just like a lot of the information that's going on in the comments, it's just people throwing shit out there without knowing anything. And I think Stephen King said what he was for gays being stoned or something is what he was accusing Charlie Kirk, and then somebody throws out an old tweet of Charlie Kirk saying, "Look, we welcome everybody in this," and and I'd butcher it if I try to remember what he said, but it was just basically saying, "Look, as a Christian, I do believe marriage should be between a man and a woman, but I do welcome everybody into our our circle or whatever, and that's how I think it would be. That's how Jesus would want it. This, that, and other." So I guess Stephen King saw that and couldn't do nothing but feel like an asshole and took the tweet down, but. To me, it's like the damage is done. I mean, when you've got almost 3 million followers on social media and you just at knee-jerk reaction start, tweeting shit out in a negative manner like that, like you done made your point, people saw it, and you're spreading, false information about somebody that just got, assassinated. I don't know, man. But he's been on some shit though the last couple years or so. That Stephen King, he does not like Trump at all, and sometimes I can't blame him. I mean, Trump can be very unlikable, but he is hardcore leftist, man, and that's the ones that, like you said, they start jumping and spreading all this bullshit that has nothing to do with the truth.
Yeah,
which sucks because he's got some good movies.
Of course,
and books.
Yeah, of course, yeah. It doesn't negate all of that he did for sure. I mean, it's not a fan of him anymore just because of the nonsense that he's out there spewing, and he's a hateful little fuck too, But did make some good movies.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Somebody mentioned it in the comments. Do you think TMZ was laughing at a police chase?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
No, not at all. No.
Nope.
It's a good point.
You don't think it was funny, man?
Because didn't they have to? I didn't even see the video of them laughing, but I saw I forget his name, but the guy that runs TMZ, in that video saying that's not what they were laughing at or whatever the fuck he was trying to.
So
and I'm thinking
the interns in the back were laughing at a police chase or some shit, laughing at you.
And I seen somebody posted on X. It was a former employee of TMZ saying, "I can tell you from experience, those were laughs because Charlie Kirk, basically, a conservative or whoever got taken out. Believe me, I know the crowd over there, and they are definitely the type of people that would be laughing about that." So I don't know. I mean, maybe there was some kind of hilarious police chase going on. I don't know, but I'd like the
bad timing for sure.
Yeah, I'm leaning more towards it's idiots out there laughing. Because that's like I seen the one video. I don't know if you saw the little young kid with the megaphone on the college campus. Screaming about something, we got Charlie in the neck, some kind of bullshit. He was out there screaming. Yeah, so you got people out there like that, man, and it's, I don't know.
That's sick. It really is.
Well, yeah, and again, it doesn't matter who it was to be out there like that. It's like it's a little unnecessary, but
it really is.
I mean, it is what it is. I guess that's their First Amendment right, so let them do what they do.
Freedoms.
Yeah, it is, man. Anyway, what else going on besides Charlie Kirk, man? There ain't much been going on. At least that you can. I know. I still don't know shit. That school shooting. All I know is the kid took himself out.
Yes, he did.
He was 16.
Was he?
Yeah, he looks like a.
What
12.
What are they speculating about him as far as his, being driven to do something like that? Are they saying anything? I mean, have they dug, into his background like they do? Because I mean, something had to push this kid.
Been much.
Yeah, well, and I think it's because of what's going on now. It's just, I mean, everybody forgot about anything else going on in the world. I'm watching this video again, Justin. Let's see. Enhanced video now shows the escape, suspect. Let's see. Hey, he's got his gun in his hand. He jumps off the roof with it. You just couldn't see it. Yeah, they do a close up of it. He's got a long black bag that he's jumping off the roof with.
Yeah, I was just looking at it, and I was getting ready to say that. It looks like he had something in his hand. It looked like he had his backpack on, but he looked like he had something else when he jumped off the roof,
Yeah, I'm going to put it on the screen. Let's see. Let me share it. I'll pull it up.
Everybody in the comments should like and subscribe, whether you love us, hate us.
Yep, subscribe. I appreciate y'all checking us out, seriously.
Come back next week and tell us how stupid we are.
Yeah, we're used to it. So if you can see that, you can see you put that bag in that little gutter area there, and then his dumbass damn near breaks his neck trying to get down. Boom. It was a good land. It wasn't bad. Would have blew my knees out, but.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Who is this? Look, this person's walking over there to the right.
There was like cars driving by and shit,
too.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he's gone.
But I'm assuming everybody else was running, so it wasn't.
Probably just looked like somebody else.
Out.
Oh yeah. You know how easy to blend into the crowd at that point. Now coming off the roof's a little different, but once you make it to the ground, it's it's a little easy to blend in with all that chaos for sure.
Hey, our friend Deplorable Veterans here.
Is he? Back at it? I can't even see in the comments. They're going by too fast.
Oh no.
Way too fast, yeah.
I saw him in there.
What? So where do we get stuff like this? Like you people are so hung up in your own little world that you neglect to see or acknowledge your own. But if you're still there, name one. Name the hypocrisy that you're talking about. I mean, absolutely. I know myself. All I've been saying is whether you're a fan of Charlie Kirk or not, it's not right to celebrate that. I mean, he didn't do anything to hurt anybody. Just because you don't like what he stood for, it's not like he gunned down somebody and he was getting what he deserved, is all I'm saying. I mean, you don't have to love the man, but anyway.
Yeah, like him or hate him, he don't deserve it.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, people are nuts, man. Anyway.
Wow.
Says everybody was pretending like Charlie Kirk was a man of peace and integrity. He wasn't.
Who cares?
When did he ever do anything at any of his debates or anything like that? When has he ever not been peaceful?
Yeah, and they can't answer that because there is no and it's like, and so
answer,
what if he wasn't? So everybody that's not peaceful deserves to get a bullet in them? I mean, come on now. That would be everybody who decided to go destroy cities.
Yep.
For no fucking reason. I mean, look, come on now.
Exactly.
I mean, if that's the case, everybody who's out there rioting every time they think there's been some kind of injustice done to somebody, well, they're not, they're not being very peaceful. They need to be taken out, according to what these people say. It's just weird. But
so let me ask you: do you think Turning Point keeps going as a whole, man, as an organization? Because I think he said they had 1,000 employees, man, all over the country. So it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
Have, different factions at each college that they've got little crews for.
Yeah.
I did see Ben Shapiro said he was going to go on a college tour. And he said, he said he had 2 words to all these people that are, threatening and all this other nonsense and trying to scare the right away. And he said, "Fuck you," and in his Ben Shapiro voice, but
right.
fuck you. So, but so apparently he's going to start doing it. So
good.
We'll see.
Yeah, bring it on.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of people talking about their tours still happening. They're like, fuck that. Basically, we're not going to be silenced. I'm not canceling shit. We're going
maybe
for
have
it.
more security.
Yeah. Well, that definitely, dude. Yeah, and you'll probably be a little bit more apprehensive about what college you're at, and checking out your surroundings because it's not like Ben Shapiro's just going to go out there like I don't give a fuck, shoot me, but
yeah.
So.
It makes you wonder if more of these on college campus things will be indoors now instead of outdoors.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I know if I'm giving those kind of speeches right now, yeah, I would think so. At least for a little while, let things calm down a little bit. And it's a shame because that's what that kind of stuff does, and I guess that's what those kind of actions are meant for, is to try to silence one side. And it basically does for a while because, most people don't want to get out there now and start going to these campuses and speaking for a particular side. You know what I mean? And so it kind of does the job that these people are after when they do shit like that for a while, but it eventually go back to normal,
I think so. I think there's a bigger message behind it too. We talked about it's just a lone gunman here. Yeah, maybe in a way. I don't know if somebody got to him or what, but you talk about in the comments, I've been seeing a lot of Mossad and left and all this stuff, and it's just like, could it be a bigger rabbit hole to go down? Because you sit back and we talked earlier in the podcast here that these college kids are just being indoctrinated by this leftist ideology, and it's like Charlie Kirk would not be on all these campuses if he wasn't making progress and convincing people that, hey, there is another way. There is the right way in his mind. So it makes me wonder. I mean, sometimes I want to go down these rabbit holes and look at that. Was it more than just a lone gunman, And I mean, when I say lone gunman, I know it's a lone gunman, one guy so far, but was it something bigger that pushed him to do this,
Yeah, well, and that's the first,
sense,
right, and that's kind of the first, stories that start going around that spark a lot of interest because we all love a good conspiracy, and I was with you. I was wondering that too, but as we kind of hit on the other night, like, why the why now part gets me, is like, why now would there be this grand scheme to take out Charlie Kirk when there's really nothing important going on right this second? Now, important in my mind doesn't mean it's not,
Right. The conspiracies that I've been hearing is that he was allegedly pushing pretty hard for the Epstein files to be released.
Well, but who hasn't? But who hasn't?
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
According to the left, Trump.
Yeah, I mean, but honestly, like, there's been a lot of people pushing for that, but I mean, maybe they're all on the list now. Who knows? I mean, we were pushing for it. I hope we don't make the list.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
No, but I mean, look, anything that ever happens like this is going to be turned. There's going to be conspiracies.
Absolutely.
Because it's you can never really disprove a good conspiracy theory. So it's always going to be an ongoing thing. And I personally believe that it was just a kid that got sucked into this, this nonsense that's been going on these college campuses and just fell into the wrong crowd. And he was very, his mind was easily to be molded by this nonsense,
right.
And that's my belief. Doesn't mean it's right. That's just what I believe. But I don't know.
How are y'all feeling about people getting fired behind their comments of the situation? Because my personal belief is that I feel like it shouldn't be pushed for a business to fire somebody over really whatever they say, right?
Sure.
Like if a business owner happens to see something you put online and they don't align with it and want to get rid of you, that's one thing. But like, I just don't feel as a community just pushing for everybody to get fired out of their jobs, regardless of what their views are and how insensitive the shit they're saying is.
Sure. No, I get it. Kristen, what's your thoughts on that?
I mean, I agree. Freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Just like I wouldn't want my job firing me for anything that I say.
Yeah. No, and that's a good point because I see a lot of knee-jerk reactions right now of people saying, good, they need to be fired. But to me, it's no different than when we were trying, speaking out against the lockdowns and the forced jabs and shit, and people were getting fired for that, and we were looking at it like that's fucked up. You should be able to speak your mind. You know, when you're not at work, for one, you're not on the clock. You should be able to say whatever you need to say outside of threats and inciting violence and all that kind of shit. But just to speak your mind on something that's going on, that especially when it came to the COVID shit that affects you personally, you should be able to do that. And we watched it back then where you weren't able to. And I thought that was fucked up. So it kind of goes hand in hand. I mean, people have a right to sit there and say, oh, that's good for Charlie Kirk. Fuck him and his family. Well, I mean, I don't think you need to be fired. I think it's fucked up. I don't think you need to lose your job.
Because I mean, you think about it, even before the COVID shit, like we were huge on bitching about just cancel culture as a whole, right? And people getting canceled over, you know, either old tweets or whatever. Like, I just don't think that. I think people should be able to say what they want and not have to at least worry about their livelihoods being ruined, you know, like you said, aside from like trying to incite riots and shit like that. But
yeah, you should be able to give your opinion on anything that's going on in this country. That you should be able to give your opinion on it. It's that simple, whether it's good, bad.
Truthfully, as a devil's advocate here, if you have an employee that is spewing that kind of stuff. And I'm with you, all of y'all. I believe, look, it's First Amendment. You should be able to say what you want. But I think what's happening a lot on the internet, as you've seen over the last couple of days, that now it's like, oh, we've identified Jane Doe or John Doe. And he works for ABC Pizza.
Right.
Let's go after the pizza company.
The pizza company.
Right. You see what I'm saying? So now you got the company that's like, well, dude, it's my only business. It's a small business. Now they're saying, do not go eat at ABC Pizza. Well, I mean, those people, the owner has a right, has to do something about it.
No, it's
and I get that point 100%. I'm more speaking on the mobs of people that go and dox everybody for every comment that they've spoken on the event, you know? And it's like people have opinions. They have terrible opinions. They have good opinions. And I mean, that's their right to have them. But to just be witch hunting and pitchforking people for shit that they say is kind of crazy to me. But
no, it is. And it should be crazy to everybody. And it's not if it aligns with what you believe in, you know what I mean? And that's how you decide. Because like I said, the same people I see, you know, celebrating people getting canned over this Charlie Kirk shit were pissed off when they couldn't say what they wanted to on Facebook about COVID.
Right.
You know, so it should go hand in hand. Now, Brad, you made an excellent point. Like, what do you do as a business owner when the mob is coming after your business now because of something your employee did? Exactly. And the only way to stop that mob is to say, hey, we got rid of that person.
Right. Exactly.
Now, you would think you would like everybody to have the balls to stand up and say, we don't care what he said or she said, it doesn't align with what we think, but they have a right to do it, so we're not going to fire him. But that's not the average, you know, everyday average business, because they have, I mean, they're there to profit. Well, when your customers stop coming, there's no profit. So it's a tough situation to be in.
It is, and I couldn't blame a business for protecting their business, you know what I mean? So that's why I'm kind of more talking about just the mob of people.
Yeah.
Because it's like once people, you know, dox it out and they figure out where you're working and attack the business, like, you know, you expect a business to protect profits. And if that means that you have to go, then sorry. But speaking of like businesses and whatnot, what's up with this coffee company that's been all over X, dude?
Is that one out of Florida?
Yes.
Are you talking about Seven Brew? Is that what you're talking about? Where they've got like Boosie bumping at 7 a.m. Is that what you're talking about?
No. They've just been fucking going crazy, like inviting people over.
What?
Yeah, who? Oh, it's well, I mean, I ain't gonna give them a shot. They need to pay us. So I'm not giving a shout out to them. But yeah, I know who you're talking about. It's a little place out of Florida. And they've been going hard as fuck on X, like just daring liberals to come there. like here's our address, motherfucker, come see us, you know. And then
doors are open.
Yeah, I seen they tweeted today that our doors have been open all day long, and the only people that came were the, you know, conservatives here to support us, not a single one of you pussy liberals that are running your mouth online, you know, shit like that. So they're this little coffee company's going hard right now. Like, damn. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. I mean, you touched on a good point, Justin. The whole, cancel culture shit with, because of people saying things that you don't like got out of hand for a while. I mean, it seems to be getting a little better now. This kind of sparked a lot of it, this shit with Charlie Kirk, because I've seen a lot of people losing their fucking jobs over this shit now, all over the country. Yeah. And I mean, like, you see, like, school teachers. Yeah. But what else is that school supposed to do? You know, and I mean, some of the ladies, all they were doing was posting a picture, and it may have some Charlie Kirk shit going on in the background, but they got this little smart ass smirk on their fucking face like they thought it was funny. Well, I mean, they're right. But if you're that school, man, you know how many parents aren't for that? And then you're dealing with that, so yeah, I don't think they have a lot of choice but to get rid of these people. No. It just sucks that it has to come to that, because I mean, you should be able to get up here and say, fuck Charlie Kirk. I mean, it's America. I mean,
exactly.
I mean, that's what you want to say. Say it. I mean, that's your right. As long as you're not threatening people and, like we said, causing some kind of mass hysteria, then it is what it is. But that's one side that feels like that, it seems. The other side only wants you to say what they want to hear. And it used to not be like that. I mean, that was the side of, just liberalism. We were liberal, I mean, we less government, less control. You live your life, and now it just seems to be that's kind of moved over to the right a tad, or at least in the middle. Mm-hmm. It's crazy to watch that shit shift from when I was young to now. I don't know what infiltrated that party, but boy, has it fucking changed, man.
It has, and I always wonder if that's just if you just see the far left,
Of course, like they're loud.
Far left, you know, compared to just like, because I've got some couple liberal friends that we just normal people. We talk,
cordial. Of course,
opposite sides, and we're just like, hey, you're stupid. No, you're stupid, and that's a wrap, But you see like the far left, and you hear about the far right. I don't really pay attention to much of them, but I hear,
Yeah, I think it's amplified by the internet, social media nowadays. Because most people, when we interact in public, we know how to act. Yeah. We're not all in a grocery store just at each other's fucking throats because of politics and fighting, and it's just not how the normal day goes. But with social media, example, this thing that we're doing here, it's easy to get on here and start name calling and, acting like you never would in public. And I think that's a lot of it. And they've always, how it is, man, them far right or far left people, they always seem to be the loudest anywhere, where, us normal folk are always just kind of going about our business and not out there screaming stupid shit from the mountaintop. So, they're the most vocal. And I think that's all it is. We get this, this false sense of what it really is going on out there in the country. Most of us are just normal people living our day-to-day life.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, what do you think about the, what was he, a senator, or calling for the lifetime ban of anybody that was mocking the death of Charlie Kirk?
Lifetime
ban from social media. Sorry.
Oh, Jesus.
Like all social media platforms. He says he was going to start pushing laws that would ban anybody that was mocking the death of Charlie Kirk.
See, I know that's
completely from social media for life.
Yeah,
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's no better than that's fascism. I mean, it's you don't like hearing something, so let's ban it. I don't agree with that at all, man. That's who's pushing that?
Nuts.
Where is this clown from? Probably somebody just trying to make a name for themselves. I mean, really, sometimes the politicians do that shit too. They come out with a bunch of just the craziest bills, knowing it'll never get anywhere, just to kind of get their name out there, which is about to happen because Justin's looking his name up right now.
Yeah, but it ain't like Clay Higgins or something, dude.
Justin's looking. Justin, is that who said it?
Yeah. That's who said it.
Brad said, "I hope it wasn't." Clay Higgins, huh?
Ex-Marine. Yeah.
What exactly did he say, Justin? You pulled it up.
Yeah. Let's see.
I do not support that, Clay Higgins.
Clay Higgins is vowing to take action against social media users who mocked or belittled the killing of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. A post on X, he called Kirk a beautiful young man. I'm going to use congressional authority and every influence with big tech platforms to mandate immediate ban for life of every post or commenter that belittled the assassination of Charlie Kirk.
Damn. Hey, I do want to, Armando, hey, let's see. Armando said hi from California. So I just wanted to get that in there real quick. Armando. But no, but that to me, that kind of shit is no better than, the right was screaming that people were getting banned on Twitter back before it was X because of the shit that they were saying, and so, yeah, I don't
right out of my mouth,
Yeah, I don't know how you
was doing with the social media until Musk came in and picked up Twitter.
Right.
So it was the same thing. You couldn't post anything, right wing, Republican, nothing. You couldn't post anything without them taking it down or flagging you or whatever.
Yeah, and this guy that's was probably bitching about that. This one that's trying to push this shit through now because of Charlie Kirk. Look, man, as much of a tragedy as it was, I mean, you don't have to fucking. Not everybody has to mourn. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Exactly. I mean, it's people die every fucking day. I mean, it's now is it. It's not morally right to get on there and start, making fun of it or celebrating it. But it's still your right as an American.
And I just you can't go and say like Charlie Kirk was killed for basically using his freedom of speech, and then at the same time say we're going to silence everybody that said anything negative about him after his death. No, like that's it's completely hypocritical, and it does not fit together at all.
Yeah, that was just silly. I'm surprised that Clay. I don't know.
Come on, Clay. You got to get better than that, Clay. Come on. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Dude. Come on.
Anyway, if you're just tuning in, we are BSing with the guys, and I like to say the girl too. She don't like to be left out. Nope. But this is what we do. Get on here, talk a little shit, get cussed out in the comments.
Hell yeah.
It's all it's all in good fun. But,
as long as they subscribing and liking, dude.
Yeah, y'all make sure.
Badger us, whatever you want to do. We enjoy the comments. We
hit that subscribe button. Visit bsingwiththeguys.com. Get yourself some cool merch, man. Look at that hat. Look at that fucking hat. How you beat that hat? Hey, but look, we got
hunting hats, man. Yeah,
we got fucking phone cases. I mean, come on now.
I'll
get on there and get you some
merch.
Purse. Show the world you are full of BS. Yeah, look, Justin will make a purse for you.
I don't think there's anybody in here right now who likes anything.
Oh, they all love us.
What up, Teros?
Hey guys, did you see Utah? Oh, go. I'm sorry, Justin. Let's put that up here. Read it out, Justin.
See, Utah Governor Spencer Cox talking about the Chinese in Russia bot farms pushing for or inciting a civil war in the United States. I've seen that in the comments. A few times.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
I haven't seen that, but I know. 100% that goes on, with these bots. It's half of this shit on here, that we're seeing. I mean, it because they know that's a way to get to people now in this country. So no, but I didn't see, I didn't see them the Governor Spencer talking about that. But I don't doubt it.
What other countries in this world would love to see a civil war in the United
States? Of course.
Oh God, dude.
God, they would love to see that,
Which I guess that was the point of it being Russian bots and whatever, pushing for the civil war.
Yeah, it's crazy even though for China, but what would they do without us? I mean, all the bullshit we buy, what would they do?
They'd probably be bored.
Yeah, I guess so. They wouldn't have the whole industry. It would shut down over there. So that's weird, But I don't know. I think it benefits them, in Russia just to have all this discourse that goes on over here. So they're definitely in it, meddling in it big time. I mean, there's no doubt about that. I mean, I've seen pictures of those people behind those bot farms and just, even if it's not a bot, it'll be one person with fucking, 150 phones in front of them, just, all over, posting shit all over social media, getting people arguing. And that's most of what goes on X. I mean, you're arguing with people that either don't exist or they're not even from here, pushing, one side or another that has to do with our politics in America. And they're acting like they're from here. They've got some patriot, title and shit in their bio and all, and they're not even from here. It's just to rile people up, man. It works. It works.
Oh, yeah. It does.
Did you see? It was Mark Cuban and Tucker Carlson talking about giving money to Ukraine. You seen that clip?
I think so. Is that when he asked Cuban how much? Because Cuban was trying.
You sent?
Right, because Cuban was basically saying that we need to send it and we need to send more.
Yeah, basically that he felt like the help was necessary and that, half of his family was from Ukraine. So
tell him to send money.
Well, how much have you sent?
Well,
that's
yeah, exactly.
That's exactly what Tucker asked him, and he was like, none. He didn't send any. What? Yeah, but he wants, we need to, and when he says we, of course he means, the government, which is taxpayer money. But, Mark Cuban's not writing a fucking check.
Right.
That's how hypocritical that shit
so
is.
He's like, you want to help so bad, like send your money,
Yeah, and it's not about whether you support, them or not. It's just the hypocritical, that how he caught Mark Cuban in that shit, and he really had no answer for it.
Yeah.
There's nothing right. Look, if you want to donate, but don't sit there and call for everybody else to do it. And then when you get asked how many dollars have you sent, and you say zero, well, get the fuck out of here. I mean, he's got more money than any of us sitting around.
Yeah, he does. Spotlight.
Truth, huh?
Yeah. Anyway. What time is it? 9:30.
9:30.
All right. Well, y'all got anything else important? If not, we will wrap it up. I know these people are probably tired of hearing us. So
it's all bots, dude.
Oh, thank you, Roy.
What's Roy?
Appreciate it.
Roy's not a bot. What'd Roy say?
That I'm better looking than y'all.
What? I totally disagree with that statement. Anyway, girl is so much prettier than the boys. I'm with you, Roy. I'm with you. Absolutely. I'm trying.
I surely would hope so.
Look, JD Jr. Oh, wait. Well, y'all stop. You're going too fast. I can't put the right comment up there. I'm here just to make sure your words are challenged by someone with no fear. We appreciate that, honestly.
Absolutely.
There's nothing wrong with challenging words.
Nope. Not at all.
Anybody, I don't know what N word he's talking about, so we'll just scroll past
Brad.
that one. Brad, where's our buddy at? Where's the veteran? There he is.
What up, big dog?
1 + 1 = 3. Affirmative action. I love it. All right, let's get out of here. The bots are taking over. Taking over the world. Anyway, we appreciate y'all tuning in. Please hit that subscribe button. We do this weekly. Normally it's on Wednesday, but with all the bullshit going on this week, we jumped on twice. So we appreciate y'all checking us out. Like I said, hit that subscribe button. We'll be back next week doing the same shit. Thank y'all for watching. We are BSing with the guys and the girl. And we will see y'all hopefully next week. Y'all be good.
Straight from the swamps of southern Louisiana. Straight from the swamps.
Straight from the swamps